Here we have the dash on a 2006 model Nissan Patrol. The problem, as anyone can see, is that the dash pad is all bubbled and distorted because there was a bad choice of glue at the factory. We're undoing the positive terminal, which requires a 10mm spanner. To ensure that there is absolutely no power in the system that could accidentally deploy the airbags, we have switched the headlights on. These are the tools that we are going to use to do.
Open the door. Okay, next we're going to remove this rubber around the door. Both doors? Both doors. Right. Then we're going to remove the handle and the side panel going up the side of the windscreen, like over there. That's so it doesn't get the crap stopped. Gently. All the way around the door. Yep. And slide out the bottom piece. And all the way down and out. To remove that handle, you get the little prong and open up the cover plate with the little clip. It'll open up towards this end, just open it up. And there's a screw in there, you unscrew. Yep. Same at the bottom. And there's it both sides, do we? Here. There's one down here. So you need to pull the other side of the handles gently out towards me. And then pull it towards you and out. To remove the glove box, we need to undo the screw, which is here. And there's one on this side here also. And up inside the glove box lid there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one screw halfway down here. They all 1. Okay, now of course it's really easy to put that together. Is it really? Is it as long as you remember where it goes. Okay, so you hold the outside of the glove box with one hand, Dave. Yep, yep. And lever with that one there into into here. Or just do that instead. And then remove the glove box and put it aside. Put all the rest of the stuff on the bench. No. Okay. The next stage we're going to remove this screw, which holds this vent cover on. There's a screw in the back here, right here, which holds the inside vent in. And we're going to remove this 10mm nut down here. And then we can take this out, which has got a little flap inside, which you need to use a picker to pull down before you can pry it out. But I'll show you that when we get to it. Yes, under the back. And remember, it's backwards, so you've got to undo it. It's only half on too, by the way. Is it? Yeah. It's very tight. Yep, I got it. Out. This is only 10mm. There's two only 10mm bolts or screws, wasn't there? One on each side. Yeah. And then two 10mm bolts in the top of the dash to be removed later. This vents have actually got clips on both sides that actually hold it in, and this outer cover is actually got clips all down the side that holds it onto the vent. So you may not be able to remove the cover without taking the vent out at the same time. You've got to wiggle it around until it comes out. harder than mine.
There we go.
Okay. There's a plastic clip here, 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 and here, and this is clipped on there, so it doesn't come off easily. But just slight movements. You can push these two clips with your hand from behind, and you'll eventually get it out. But as everything else, it's got all the glue from the old dash around here, and around here has to be cleaned off later. Vent has a lip that the other one clips over. Then to remove this one, inside the top is a little flap. You pull it down and you can pry this out. That's how easy it is. The little flap there is what you've got to pull down to allow it to come out. Just holding this silver part in here out of the car. One here and one there. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this piece here. Always be aware that the glue from the dash could actually go over the top. To remove this, it's very simple. You just give it a pull like that. Push on the flap. No, push the flap down towards the other side. No, the white piece. That piece there like that.
Push down here.
You push down on that and it will unclick and come up. See?
Oh, okay. I didn't.
See, it's got a little clip on it.
All right. Okay. Yep. No worries.
And then you remove the second one.
The same way?
The same way. You push down and pull on the wire slightly and it should come out.
Oh, hold the light. You do that.
So all we do is push down and clip it out. Yep. And then that goes on for clean-up.
That's not too bad for clean-up, that's sure.
We're going to remove these two screws next. You have to remove this part next because the dash surround has a little tag on it which actually hooks under this side, so you can't remove this part without removing this part first. There's one more screw in the centre, Dave.
That will help remove the 3 screws, not 2.
That's correct.
Remove the 3 screws, not the 2. Hold on a second, the screw's not coming out.
It's sticking to the dash as well.
Oh, that.
See? So, you pull it out like that.
It goes ready to clean up.
And it goes undoing the 4 screws around the air conditioner because that'll stay in the car. These are the controls for the air conditioner.
Undo the radio ones too?
Yes. Okay, on this air conditioning switch control, there's a flap this side and that side which have to be released to go in the back. So you just got to give it a little bit of gentle persuasion and it will go inside the dash like that. And same as this side here, and that will be staying in the car. There's also, to remember, there is one clip here, which has to be pulled away from the dash to release it. We're going to undo the 4 screws around the radio and remove the radio. Clipped. This should be onto anything, but we will undo those screws as well.
I think it's an old phone thing.
Okay, we remove the screws. After we remove the screws, we are going to need a 10mm socket to remove the bolts that hold the fuel and the bonnet things onto the this bottom panel.
These screws don't go in anything, Peter, they just split in the holes.
That's correct, but they've still got to come out. Okay, Dave, I'll pass you this here.
One more screw to go.
Sorry.
It's just, once again, these are just hole fillers.
Yes. No.
Don't yell me.
Now, Dave, with this 10mm socket, On the bottom of the bonnet cable, there's two 10mm bolts.
I feel one.
There's two, one beside each other, 50mm apart.
Yep.
And same on the fuel.
Okay.
When you've undone the bolts, the lever will pull slightly forward as they have a hook on the front of them which hooks them up, and that will release them.
One.
3 more to go.
Two. And there's two.
On the fuel.
Oh, yeah, I see. Don't film that bit. He left it on.
You've got to take them all the way out, that helps.
Why can't you just come out halfway? There you go. 3, 4.
The top of the dash and forward, and it comes out. And you do the same with the bottom one, up towards the front and then out. Now that whole panel,
clip there, so yeah.
This whole panel should pull out now from the top up there. Just pull it gently. And then
there's a hole.
You can lift it up and out the hole.
There we go. Out the hole we go.
And the bottom one the same.
Yep. Yep, done.
And pass the panel to me. That nut there and one on this side up into there, you remove to lower the steering wheel slightly.
Don't break the seat.
You will if you sit on it.
Hang on.
Okay, right. Move the 10mm bolt here.
Go that side.
The 10mm nut, then the screws on this outer surround, and remove that, and then unplug the wires here and then remove all this stuff here.
Alright, I'll do one.
One here and one here to undo those 2 screws.
Is it easy to get out, Peter?
It's a piece of piss to get out.
Thanks, Pete. Honestly, yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay, remove this screw. It's a piece of piss. You just got to turn anti-clockwise.
I can't get a screw into it.
You've got to put it into the end of the screw. It's a piece of piss. Find it. How easy was that?
I can't find the screw.
You can't find the screw. Hold on to this. I'll show you how easy it is.
Okay. It's hard, this one, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's in there now. Would you like to take over? Now I've found the hole.
It's a piece of piss, Pete.
We'll then remove the vents prior to lifting this out. As you see here, on the dash it has these little tabs. those tabs are tucked behind this and behind the vent. So we make sure that we take these pieces out before we remove this.
So what's next to take this off?
We're going to remove this vent.
Okay, this little pry bar thing in it?
Yeah, or I can use the pry bar to remove the vent. We have to clean all the old dash off it as it's sticky and it will transfer onto everything we touch. So we're going to go and clean it first. Okay, we're going to remove this vent first, then this vent. Same as the other side. It's got 4 little clips either side. You just got to jiggle it until it comes out. And same as this here, you got to do the little tab inside and then you can remove it. Now, this side didn't have a tab on it, so you could have removed this first. But it's got a hook over piece there, so you wouldn't get it out unless you unscrewed that. So that piece there has got wires in it, the same as before. You need a screwdriver to push the little flaps in to remove it. As simple as this. Push the flap in, and the plug comes out. The little flap there, push it in. And remove it, and that goes over to be inspected and cleaned. So now we can remove this piece here of the dash, but it's got a plug in the back here which has to be removed. And the best way to do that is from down here. You push the little flap in and can you just hold that dash, Dave?
Yep.
Thank you. And the plug comes out. Then this here, carefully pull it up, push the steering wheel down slightly, and it'll come out very easily. We're now going to remove the top vent, which is the same as before. You need to have a light to look inside, and you'll see a little flap in there. Go in the second part with a pick tool, and pull the top down. Use your pry bar to lift it up off the stickiness, and it will pull out. As I say before, you've got a little flap there to push down. Now we need to remove this vent, which is the same as before. You just got to wiggle it, and if any dramas, use a little pick tool to push your flaps in so you don't damage it. One there, one on the bottom there, and then you've got ones on this side here. This has metal ones on, one there, and two on this side as well. You've got to depress them slightly to get it out so you don't damage the vent. Is that alright that way?
Yep.
Okay, the next job we're going to do is remove the cluster. There's one screw here, one down the bottom here, one here, and one up here. You remove those screws, pull the cluster slightly forward, and then unplug the plugs and then remove.
Is it just one cluster for the whole lot?
There's 3 or 4 wires on the back that hold. They've got to use a little screwdriver to release the pin on each one of those to remove it again.
Okay, something you'll have to do.
Okay.
Okay, screws are in. I'm changing position.
Okay. Just like that.
Yep, there's that.
Okay, Ian?
Yep.
Now we remove the screws, we can bring the cluster forward and remove the plugs. You'll have to do it from both sides to remove the plugs. Can you see the plugs there? There's 3 plugs in the back there. 1, 2 and 3. They all got a little clip on them. You see that little clip there? That's what's got to be removed. There's one on this side, and then this one is on the other side to remove. So we'll remove them now. This one's around this side here.
Is it hard to get out, Pete?
No, it's not too bad, but you just got to be aware of the little clips you got to push in. Other than that, it's a piece of piss.
Thanks, Pete.
Once you've removed all the plugs, you can remove the dash quite easily and safely. Okay, you right? Yep. First thing we're going to do, if you look under the dash there, there's a clip there and there. You don't have to cut these. If you just use a pair of bent pliers and just pull on it slowly, you should be able to remove it out of the dash so you can reuse it in the new dash. These go to a wire on top of the dash. As you can see, the plugs are still intact, so you can reuse it. This goes up to a wire into a light to here, which it does with the security. Now, we've got to get that out just by prying it up slowly and carefully, like that. It pops out. Once it pops out, to remove the wire, the light out of the thing is actually clipped on this side, there and there. All you need to do is just gently lift that up like that, pull it down, gently lift that up, and you'll get the light out without damaging it, so you can reuse it. And there's the cover and the light. The light will be staying in the car, so you pull it back through there carefully and tuck these wires out of your way. Just down that hole there, out of the way, because we're not taking them out. Okay, the only thing holding this dash in now is one 10mm bolt under here, one 10mm bolt under that side, one 10mm bolt here, the 12mm and the airbag, and 2 clips here. Once you undo those, you can remove the dash.
So Pete, how the hell are these last 4 bolts here?
Piece of piss. All we need to do is lever this up slightly and you obtain access to this bolt. Same with the other end, we lift that vent up slightly and we get to the bolt. This bolt here, 10mm bolt, I think you could do quite easily.
I'll do that now for you.
You need to use a long extension bar.
Yep.
From now. And you can remove that 10mm bolt in there.
Yep.
Now this here you got to lever this up. So all you need to do is get underneath the end of it. Where's the pick tool first? The other one would be better.
It's on the door. Is it? No?
It's on the floor on the other side.
Yep, it is. Oops, don't leave on that.
Okay. All you need to do is hold the torch.
Yep.
And you need to just tuck it under there and lift it up slightly.
Oh, look at the good on that.
Yep, and we just got to lever that up. It's got a clip under there. See, can you see that bolt, Ian?
No. I can see, yep, there it is.
See the bolt in there?
Just under there a bit.
Yep. Now, this is very important. When you're undoing this bolt, do not hit the windscreen and break it. So be aware of that when you put the socket on, that you don't want to hit the windscreen.
Good advice.
Okay, just get the nosy point pliers and remove it. Turn your pliers over. That's why they've got a bend in them.
Bolt has been...
Ian, the bolt, it's a
different one.
It's got a special shank not to squash the dash.
See that?
Removed, and remembering there's two clips, one here and one here that holds the base of the dash to this fascia here. And then we're going to start on the airbag. Things this side here, one there, one there.
Right.
Those two we've got to push in and get this out. And then undo that one nut, that 12mm nut there.
Yep.
The bolt, sorry.
The 12mm bolt.
And then it comes out.
Alright, not a problem.
Don't take the airbag, Dave. There's a flap in the end here. You pull on that and the plug will come out quite easily. Like that. And now the bolt and the dash is ready to come out. 12mm socket.
12mm socket. 12mm socket.
Thank you. How are you, Charlie?
Good, thanks, Peter.
Okay, we've just undone the screws there, there and there to remove the strengthener for the other dash because it's different. To screw it back in, not the ones we took out of the other dash.
Why is that, Pete?
Because you know those screws fit in those holes neatly, so reuse them.
Piece of piss, Pete.
Piece of piss, exactly. Now that piece pulls off the little prongs. It's got prongs here for the steelwork to sit on. There, 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 and one at the front. Okay, that's just got to go down and go into there like that. Okay, put those two screws back in.
Put the third screw back up there as well.
You put that one in there. This top hole here. We're now ready for the airbag removal.
Airbag removal.
To remove the airbag, you've got to undo the two screws, 1 and 2. To remove the airbag out of here, you actually got to lever the plastic back to get the claws out. Okay, comes out like that. It goes back in the same way you're just taking it out. This time you hook it in the back holes, and then the back ones will just clip in like that. Put the 2 screws back in, and that's fitted. Okay. The next thing we have to do is remove all these clips out of the dash to fit them in the other dash. All you do to remove is push on one side, it'll pop out like that, and you can fit it into the new dash. There you go, mate. Put it in the right hole. Prongs here, you push it out that way and it comes out quite easily. So you just put a little bit of pressure on that way, through the glue, and it will come out. And that's how we remove the vent. And you can't muddle these up. They actually have left hand and right hand on it. Same here again, you just work it slowly, pushing on the front to remove the clips. No clips on that side, and the clips are on this side. This is, you right? This is going back on. You've got to make sure there's these little prongs here, they go onto the little tab there, there and there, and it'll slip back into place. As it's going over there, it goes over that one there like that, and on these there. And then the screws go back on and it's ready to go. You should have a second back. Get Robin to order a second battery for yourself again. There's a screw in here. Okay.
Is there another screw somewhere?
No. Okay. To put the dash in, you've got to make sure that the 3 prongs on the back go back in this hole, the center one, and the one on that side. Also, when it comes down, you hook it over this top bolt for the nut to go back on. There's 2 clips here which will go back in. You must push that back to allow the dash to come in, and push the steering wheel down slightly to hook it over that, and it will fit back in, and then you can start reassembling. Thank you. Just roll it slightly. Thank you. Okay, lift your end up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. It's got to roll this way. Come down, hold it. Just hold it for a second. Just slow, slow, slow. Don't push it into anything yet, Dave. Now, you've got to get those prongs to go in those holes. Just watch that bottom bolt doesn't get set on top. Okay? That's better. Hang on, no. Something's not sitting right. That's better. Is your bottom nut gone over, Dave?
Not yet. It's out by about 20 mil.
No, it's not, because you're going on the bottom one, you've got to go on the top one.
Well, then it's perfect then.
Okay? Now you've got to remember, this also, Dave, has got a cloth on it. So you just got to try to get that black off there only.
You got a knife?
No, you can't, because you got to leave that cloth there.
Right.
So what we're going to do is...
That side's good?
Yeah. I'm wondering if we use a bit of petrol like I did.
Not on plastic.
No, off the sides. This is all left residue from the dash. Has to be cleaned, and I'll clean it with soapy water to make sure there's no residue left. So we don't need it dripping wet, we just need it wet to clean.
can use my finger to help scrape away.
Of course you can. And keep moving the rag, because as it goes on the rag, it's going to be harder. So you need to change the position on your rag, because it's going to fill up with the black stuff.
Just use my fingernail first to remove all the excess. Then using the rag to clean off the last bit of the sticky stuff.
Just be careful of this foam, you don't damage that foam there.
Yep.
See around the screw as well.
Yep.
See how it stays on the rag.
Yep. I just discovered that.
I did mention it to you, it's a piece of piss if you listen.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't understand that P-I-S-S word.
Yeah. Around the screw. Don't push down on the thing because
You'll break it.
You'll break it. It's plastic. Okay, give it a gentle clean around the whole unit. Then wipe it off with a rag and it's ready to go back in. No. Back in.
These ones here aren't too bad either, are they?
So we give it a wipe over with soapy water.
This one says left hand side, right hand side on these things. You can't do that.
While you got it out, you might as well give it a dust out as well, just to make sure that it's clean and tidy. Done the cluster, we're about to put the outer case on. Same as before, you need to push the steering wheel down and then hook up this wire. Open it up for me.
This is the hard one because this is a real
Yeah, just
tricky to get to.
tricky to get to.
Hold on a second.
Then you just push the dash down and it'll slip down into place. It's got to go down. And it's actually got a couple of clips down the bottom here to go in. Just hold the steering wheel towards you, Dave. Just slightly towards you. Just got to get the bottom clips into place. Okay. And just needs screwing in now and it's finished. Okay.
I'll try to do that.
One screw there, Dave, one screw over there,
Yep.
and one under there. That's it. Okay, this is the completed dash and it makes the car look like it's a brand new car. What an awesome car.
What a piece of piss to do.
Awesome.
Awesome.